So it's Frano here again. I'm just going to talk about a little about the Matrix, about the karma system that we live in, and how basically the Earth's out of balance at the moment because humans aren't as natural as they are, they're not finding their true nature basically, and this is causing us to be lost in a false man karma system. And if you realise about targeted individuals and stuff like that, there are people that basically they have a lot of attention on them through surveillance and stuff. And I've got to say, since I woke up 6 years ago, especially now living in a busy city, because the city effectively is something that reflects to the mind, as well as because the city is so full of life and it's busy, it affects and reflects the minds of individuals. So you need to be able to get used to that, which I'm still not 100% used to. But also there's a weird system now where the busier things get in a situation, sometimes it's you realise that the agents basically crop up. Basically, the system, if you're a targeted individual or person of interest, the system will basically find what works for you, or how it can relate to you. And I'm not saying this is good or bad, it's just what it is. But a city is going to respond to you personally in a different way that it will to everyone else, because consciousness basically shows itself in many different ways to many different people. So it depends on your state of being, what state of mind you're in at the time. It also depends on what people have set in their own heads, because one of the worst things you can do, especially if you want to be fully mindful and creative and embracing the moment, one of the worst things you can do is plan exactly what you're going to do and have expectations about what you want to do, because the universe is it's a very lucid thing, and vibration itself is very variant of a thing. So is vibrational states that we experience. So basically, for one to say there's only one plan and that's the way it must go, you're basically, as soon as you decide that, you're putting yourself in a position. Whereas if you're a commander in a battlefield at war and you made one decision only, then the enemy would already be 2 decisions ahead of you, because you'd already make a decision and put it out to the universe. So equally, we can compare our life to a battleground and warfare. You need to have very little expectations, especially in these crazy busy times and living in a city. A lot of things are going to be rigid, like the seasons, summer and winter, autumn and fall, and spring. And a lot of things are going to be not rigid at all, like how much rain we're going to get exactly, and how much temperature and stuff. So when it's a hot day, it might say 13 to 18 degrees. There might be a 5-degree thing, and that might not sound like much at the time. I'm just giving you an example, but if the temperature's going up from 5 degrees within a day, it's the equivalent of the human being having to be accustomed to their brain heating up and cooling down, and it kind of goes down to putting your chakra work in, doing your energy work within the body, because we've got 7 chakras that we need to focus on here. If we let all the energy and heat go to our brain and the crown chakra, then we're going to get we could get an overload of information, which is what happens when your crown chakra is activated and you're getting all this information beamed in from other sources, perhaps there's other things, there's the techno grids getting involved, all kinds of things, but you might get even communication from different entities that want to show you a different way of experiencing like the universe. And this is like basically what dreams can be as well. They're little openings and windows to how the universe could look, or how the universe might look in a different way. And I think Earth is getting more of a prominent position in the solar system and the universe now. But the thing is, there's a lot of dark forces working behind the scenes that basically they want to control the masses by labelling. They always have. They've wanted to label everyone into groups. They want to tribalize people into social groups so that they can't find their true potential on their own. They want to distract people through the programming that they want them to see, which often, like a 20-minute cartoon show. I watched some cartoons the other day just to check out what's going on, and honestly it's like there's 3 characters and each of them represent a certain decision or agenda, and if you're a kid and you're only focusing on those 3 characters instead of focusing on yourself and what decision that you'd make if you were in that position, then you're kind of not really making a decision. Your decision's being laid out and made for you, and that's the kind of culture that they want you to live in. The people that are trying to control you in the system, they don't want you to make your own decisions. They want to know what you're doing. It's going to be like Minority Report, where they know what you're doing in the future or what you can potentially do in the future. They're trying to do predictive programming on you, basically, and spirit is the only way out of this. It's the only escape. It's putting in the Trinity in motion, in work. Excuse me. So basically we need to get used to where we're living. We need to adapt, and we need to know the system, because the system doesn't necessarily care like about you or me or anyone else necessarily, but it will act necessarily and respond like the universe does to any individual and all individuals in different ways. So yeah, basically it's Frano over and out. Peace and love, my full gratitude, and hope you take some positivity from this message.